What is going on, everybody? And thank you for tuning in to another episode of the Man Up Real Talk podcast. I am your host, Mr. Michael Wiley, saying greetings and salutations. I don't know why. Maybe it's just me. Like I sound low to myself. I hope y'all can hear me okay. But just want to say greetings and salutations to all of you, our faithful followers and listeners. Y'all already know we appreciate all the likes, the shares, the clicks, the downloads, and whatever it is that you do to support this podcast. Just know that we don't take that support lightly, and we greatly appreciate it. For all of y'all that's joining us for the first time, I say welcome and thank you for hanging out with us on today. And for those that's coming back for a second help them, I say welcome back, because your boys is back on the air with the Man Up Real Talk podcast, the podcast for the people. And joining me as always is my partner in crime, Mr. Philip Hines, aka Mr. Classic, aka OG Triple OG, who is always and definitely in the building. What is going on, sir?
What's going on, brother? How you feeling?
Feeling good, man. It's another Friday, and I thank God that we have made it through another 7 days without incident. Yeah. Evil fingers, you know how they do in a movie. You know, our family circles haven't been broken. Everybody's in good health and you know, good state of mind. So I can't complain. Doing good. Any plans for the weekend?
I think I got a party I'm supposed to do tomorrow, but other than that, I might dip out later on this evening.
What? You spinning at the party?
Yeah,
that's what's up, man. Mr. Classic.
I get down, man. I get down.
I don't doubt your skills. I don't doubt.
I'm telling all you folks having these parties that don't even ask me not one time. When I get straight, I'm taxing all y'all. Tell you that right now. No family deals, no buddy deals, no nothing.
Wow. It's you just woke up and chose violence this morning, huh?
Yeah, you know how it go.
That's messed up. Hey, Mitz, what's going on, girl? I appreciate you. Thank you for tuning in and hanging out with us as always. And everybody else who may be watching, whether it's you watching live or joining us later, watching it at another time. Look, like I said, we appreciate you. Please make sure that you do us a favor. Now, I don't solicit. I just don't do it. I probably should, but I don't. But if you don't mind, I need you to like, tag, and share this video. That's right. Like, tag, and share. I need you to like it. I need you to tag somebody that you may think like it. And then I need you to share it. That's all. You know how much that costs? How much it costs, Phil?
Free 99.
Free 99. You can't beat that deal. You just can't beat it. Now, if you want to go that extra mile and support us financially, you absolutely can. We will not take it. That's such horrible English. We will not take it. But you can send your donations and your contributions to our Cash App at $ Man Up RT. And you can even sell us at manup.realtalk@gmail.com. So those y'all that want to support, want to be a blessing to this podcast, keep us going and keep us rolling so we can keep bringing you some great conversation and some good content. There you go. That's how you do it. Like, tag, and share. And if you want to financially support it, is scrolling along the bottom. Look at that professional ticker along the bottom looking like ESPN. That's where the money goes, people. That's where the money is going. You see this elaborate background? This ain't free.
And you as you can see, the StreamYard's being paid for because there's no duck where our logo is at.
Right.
I know it's gonna be a lot of people gonna be mad at me for saying that, but you can tell when someone's using free StreamYard.
No. I wasn't trying to go there, but since you went there, ain't no duck where our logo is. So. Oh, Jesus. I wouldn't even have thought of that. And look, I don't care what. Look, you get down how you get down, because we used the free version of StreamYard for a long time until it kind of came up a little bit. Then I just said, hey, I got to invest in my own thing. And that's what it is. So, but if your duck logo is up there, Be proud of that duck, and you keep on pushing until you can put your own logo up there. That's all I'm saying. It ain't like it's that much, but if you're doing it for a few years, it adds up. And anytime you're doing anything worth it, there's going to be a cost associated with it. So
I
but we
really
don't.
like this layout that we got, Mike. Though, just
Yeah, man,
looking
it's
at
kind of
our background,
it's kind of
it's
retro. Got
dope.
the neon, the neon lights and the bright background and stuff, man. I want to switch it up a little bit. It's clean. It ain't a whole lot going on. I don't like a lot of stuff. I don't like a whole lot of stuff. I like it nice and simple and clean, and you can see everything and things is proportioned and all of that stuff, man. So I like that. Man, it's I got this. I know this is totally off subject, as is a lot of things that we talked about in the beginning. But I got a what is this thing called? A diffuser? I think that's what it is. But it's this.
John, what's good, my dude?
Sean, what up, John? But I got a diffuser, and it's one of those things like you put water in it, and then like if you got the little scented oils, you put your oil and stuff in the water, and it like it's like aromatherapy. And I
Yeah.
probably shouldn't say that because now I'm sure that's going to be added to the list of things that make niggas gay because you like aromatherapy.
Call me Gail. I love my candles. I love my incense.
I'm
Sorry.
I'm just saying, bro. That's where it's going. Like you like stuff that smell good, nigga. You gay? Like really,
But you know
really?
what I
That's
realized,
where this is going.
but you know what I realized, Mike. The only people that's gonna get offended is guys that's not sure about themselves. If you sure in your masculinity and sure in your manhood, somebody saying something that's something gay to you shouldn't even matter. I
Look,
love my candles. I ain't gonna
man.
lie. I love
Look.
my candles. I love my incense. I love to have my feng shui. I love it.
Did you just say feng shui?
Yeah.
Wow.
Sometimes I sit back and be quiet, meditate, get my mind right.
So you
You
like?
know?
Do you like arrange your furniture like for like different
No,
energies and all that stuff?
no,
Because
I
that's
don't
what
do
feng
all
shui
that.
is. Oh, okay. Because I'm
Yeah, yeah.
like,
No, but sometimes that depends on if you want to go full. I'll go full blast like that. But sometimes I will sit back and light me a candle and meditate.
and relax.
That keep
I
your head
do.
clear.
I
That
don't think
keep
it's
your head clear, Mike.
there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. I don't think I like her, but you know what though? I just recently started really getting into the whole self care vibe thing, man. It's like
Hmm.
I look. I'm a fan of eucalyptus, and I'm not ashamed to say it. I like it. Smells good, and don't mix it with some peppermint, bruh. That's all I'm saying. But
Hey,
it's weird though how everything. It's like my, I saw my buddy posted something. He was like the list of things that make men toxic or something. He said, and it's like every little thing that we do now is under a microscope, and it's either things that make us gay or toxic, and it's like we can't do anything. It's like
we
what
can't win for lose out here.
can't win for losing, bro. It's like cats is out here now. What you mean you had a good nigga? You enjoy having a good time? You gay? Cause I cause I had a good time. I
What's up, nigga?
guess.
You
it's
mad at bacon, nigga? You mad at bacon?
like
Hey
that's
man,
that's the
in these
direction
days,
that we're going in.
in these days, Sam, Mike, man, I just to all my fellas and to the ladies that's listening, man, keep your head clear, man. That mental health is serious.
You
Mental health
fold
is
your
serious. Keep
clothes
your
after
head
you
clear.
wash, nigga. You
Yeah.
gay? You're like, how is that gay?
You use fabric softeners on nigga?
You gay? It's like because I use fabric soft. I
What nigga? You use pods? You ain't using regular washing pod? You use pods now?
like your detergent liquid. Oh, nigga, you gay?
Yeah,
It's like everything, man.
hey man, I don't care, man.
Uh,
What whatever's gonna make me feel right on the inside and make me feel right mentally, I'm all for it.
hey man, it
I
is
ain't
what it
worried about
is.
nobody question my manhood because I'm
I,
good with my smitties. So I'm straight. I'm good. I'm good with my smitties, so I'm straight.
I'm just saying, eucalyptus with a little cedar wood, man. Look here, it'll get you right.
Yes, sir.
That's all I'm saying. Look, I want to talk. I want to talk about Ja Morant. You know, that's the. I'm gonna get to him in a minute,
Yeah.
but I want to do a public service, and I want to do a public service real quick because I'm not really a tech guy, but I'm techy enough where I kind of follow like different forums and stuff like that, and I look out for. I'm into technology.
I about to say,
Um,
don't sell yourself short.
yeah. I'm into it. I really am into it, and I appreciate it for what it is. But the one thing about technology, hey Eddie, man, you ain't late. We appreciate you popping in whenever you
Jackie
come in, man.
baby, Mississippi, brother Eddie.
I ain't
What's
even
good,
see their
people?
comments. Well, God bless y'all if you are here. Thank y'all for hanging out with us. But listen, I want to do this. I want to do a public service announcement because, as someone who is a fan of technology, um, I understand that it is a double-edged sword.
Mm-hmm.
Technology can be a blessing and a curse depending
Yes,
on
it can.
how it's used. But that's really anything in the world. This is why we have the debate with guns because guns can be used for violence, but then also guns can be used for protection. You know what I'm saying? So there's two sides to almost every coin. And with technology, as technology is beginning to advance, so are the scammers and the thieves and those people that mean you ill. And I just
Mm-hmm.
wanted to kind of put a few things out there just to make you guys aware, if you don't already know, of some of the scams that the people are running. I don't know if you all were aware of this, but a couple of weeks ago, there was this Drake song that blew up. It was Drake and the Weeknd,
Mm-hmm.
and man, I don't know how many streams it got when it actually went online, but the song just blew up. And to be honest with you, I was kind of vibing to it, but I was shocked when I learned that neither
Mm-hmm.
Drake nor The Weeknd actually did the song.
AI, young man, AI.
The song was actually done with an artificial intelligence program. They have this AI program and it's available to anybody. This is what makes it scary. They have this program that can duplicate or replicate a person's voice. So, for instance, let's just say if Phil has Phil has a distinct voice. If I wanted to say like, or let's pick somebody famous, like say Barack Obama.
Mm-hmm.
I could say, hey man, look, I can come on here and be like, guys, look, something just unprecedented happened. I had a conversation with Barack Obama the other day, and we was talking about the podcast and talking about some other things. And I'm gonna play the audio for you guys so y'all can check it out. And it'll literally be me talking to Barack Obama. But the thing is, it's not really him. It's an AI generated voice.
Mm-hmm.
And so the way the program works is like it takes a recording of the person's voice. Now you need a really really good sound sample in order for it to really duplicate your voice well. It needs a really really good sound sample to really duplicate it. But once it does, you can pretty much type anything for it to say, and it'll read it in the voice of that person. So they're real slick with it. If you all ever get these phone calls where you say hello, 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 and they just hang up, sometimes those are what do they call the people that be calling you all the time? I forget what
To
they
my
call them.
hackers,
No, not
scammers.
hackers. No, what are the people that's always calling?
You talking about I worked there. I was one.
Yeah,
Bill collect telemarketer.
telemarketers. So you know how
Yeah.
the telemarketers, how they always calling and trying to sell you stuff, and sometimes they'll call and like it has a certain amount of time before in order for them to answer or whatever. Well, they have this program now that will call you and record your voice or record a sample of your voice. And if it get enough samples, it can feed it to the AI, and the AI can generate or duplicate your voice. And
Mm-hmm.
what they're doing is that they're using people's voices to call family members or do whatever and say, hey, I'm in trouble or this, that, and the other. I need you to cash at me this. I need you to send me that. And they done got a lot of people with that scam. A lot of people. So you need to be aware of like any calls that you get that like that's just sitting there and you constantly saying, hello, who is this? Look, hang that phone up, man. Start screening your calls. I got my phone is dope. Let me tell you what my phone do. And if you got an Android phone, and I don't know if iPhones do that, but like I got my phone, like when I get a call, and if it's a number that it thinks is, even if it's a number that it recognizes, it'll ask me, do I want to screen the call? And I say yes. And it's an automated voice that says, this person is screening this call. Please begin to speak after the tone and state exactly why you're calling. And while I'm on the phone, even though I didn't answer, whoever's on the other end talking, I can see what they're saying. And I can decide if I want to answer or not. But most of the time, it's just telemarketers trying to sell me something, or it's just air. But it ain't air. It's actually them trying to record your voice.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you may be wondering, well, how are they getting my contacts and stuff like that? I'm glad you asked, because these are other scam. This is another scam that they're running. Now, right, exactly. I was just, yeah, this is you really do, because you have to ask specific questions, because it can sound like you, but it doesn't have your info. Right. So, listen, like how we used to do back in the day when my mom, when we were younger, and my mom, if she would send somebody to pick us up, she'd be like, listen, this is the password. If somebody say they coming to pick you up, you ask them what the password is. And if they don't know it, don't you go with them. You be like, all right, cool. So yeah, it's certain things that you should know about your family member that they're not going to know, that you can definitely test them that way. Now, the way they're getting your information though is that they're sending, you will get a text. Like I'm always ordering stuff through the mail. I'm just that dude. I'm always, as you can see, I have katanas and Mjolnir and all kind of stuff, and the Sword of Omens and the lightsabers over there, and I got a Desert Eagle Nerf gun somewhere laying around. But the point is that I'm always ordering stuff. Always. What kind of phone I got? I got what is this? This is a Moto G stylus. 2020. It's a 2023 version of a Moto G stylus. And it's running Google. I think it's running Google 12, if I'm not mistaken. The operating system, I think it's running Google 12. But so what they're doing now is that they're sending text messages, right? You'll get a text. I got a text message a couple of days ago that said, "Hey, we couldn't deliver your package. Blah 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 blah. Click onto this link to track your package, or to find out, or to track your package, or whatever." I was about to click onto that link, but I was like, "Wait a minute! I haven't ordered anything I haven't ordered anything recently. So, what package are they talking about?" And everything that I did order, I had already received it. So
Mm-hmm.
the last thing that I ordered, I had the tracking number for it, and I just to check it, just to make sure. And I'm like, what are they talking about? So I never clicked onto it. Good thing I didn't, because I found out later that those particular texts that you get about your missing packages, or your package wasn't delivered, or whatever, man, that stuff is a malware that once you click that link, it basically creates a back door for them to get to your phone.
Yep.
They can get everything, your contacts, all your social media login, all of your app logins, if you got Cash App or your banking app, which most of us do, we bank through our phone, they now have access to all of that information just because you clicked on to that link. So be mindful that if you get a text about your package is undeliverable, whatever, if it's not from the post office, don't you click onto that link. And if you think your package is late, you have a tracking number. Use that
Yep.
tracking number and check it. Go to the post office because most likely, if it's undeliverable, it's at the post office. And you know, UPS, even though they don't deliver nothing, they just come to your door and slap the sticker up there and say, "Hey, we tried, but we couldn't reach you." Lies. I'm watching you just walk out the truck with the sticker. But don't click onto that link because all that stuff is, man, they get right on your phone and get all your information. Also, you want to be mindful of scanning those QR codes. Y'all know what those are. Y'all ever see those little codes? They like little squares and they
They
like
come
a
on the
little,
TV and
they
all that
come on the
stuff.
TV and
Yeah.
all that stuff. Be mindful of those things because that's the same thing. They get you with that too. You scan that QR code, and the next thing you know, you've now put malware on your phone and they have access to all of your information. All of it. So it's a lot. Listen, it's a lot of stuff out there, and we live in an age now where, I mean, if you're going to be totally honest, information really isn't 100% safe, and I don't even think we realize just how much of our information is already out there. Think of how many websites you done logged into and signed into and put your information and then backed out and was like, nah, I don't want to do that because you put your address and stuff in there. They still have that information. You know how I know? Because even if you go into let's just say you go into Bed Bath and Beyond because they're going out of business, and they like, hey, sign up, and you put your information in, and even if you back out of it and say, no, that's all right, I'm good, they will email you because your information is already in their database just from you typing it in there. Exactly, John. It's the cookies. They already have your information. And you'll get an email to say, hey, we noticed that you were looking at this, or hey, we saw that you started this. They already got your info. So if they already got it that way, all they need now is just your passwords, and they have access to your email. So be careful, be mindful. This stuff, these, I'm telling you, these scammers, they ain't no joke. I've seen it. Whereas you'll get an email about how or you'll get a call about how like I've had it where I got a call from some guy claiming he was from Microsoft that said that I was overcharged for some virus protection and that they needed to refund me. And I was like, no, I never ordered any virus protection. All the virus protection I have is like I get it through. I used to get it through Comcast. I never bought any virus protection through Microsoft. But they tried to sit up there and say, yeah, man, we charged you for this virus protection, so we just want to refund you. And it's a scam because they take you through all this stuff and they have these programs whereas they can make it seem like that in the process of them trying to refund you, they'll have you to put the amount in that it's supposed to be refunded for. And then they have a script where it makes it look like you put too much of a refund in. And now you have to go through the process of trying to pay them money back. It's big time, man. So I know everybody want to talk about the Ja Morant stuff because that's what's in the news. But I just wanted to just kind of make you guys aware because this is the age that we're living in. And as somebody who likes technology and as I said, I believe in it, I also know the dangerous part of it. I just wanted to just make you guys aware of some of the stuff that's going on out there, especially some of you ladies. And this ain't no shot. Sometimes y'all don't think about that stuff. Y'all just click stuff. You know how I know? Because I'm married and my wife likes to click. She clicks. What's that? Ooh. She just likes to click stuff. That's what she does. She clicks. And so I have to tell her, girl, stop clicking on all that stuff because you don't know what it is. You got to be careful. But that's even on your phones now. So just be mindful and be aware of the things that's going out there. You can absolutely look that information up online, to get more detailed information. And even with your emails, be careful with these random emails that you're getting. Talking about, hey, we've been trying to reach you. No, you haven't. I don't even know who you are. What you trying to reach me for? Don't fall for that stuff. Because all they're doing is fishing. They trying to get you to click onto it so they can get access to your computer. So just be mindful. Be mindful of that stuff. Absolutely. Look for, and there's other little things too, like the way they spell your name, all type of little weird things. And it's mostly bots. It ain't, and sometimes it's bots. It ain't people that's doing it. This stuff, they got these programs, man, that's just as smart as your average person. So it's out there. Be mindful and be careful. All right. That was my public service for today. I know
No, that was
y'all.
good though. We supposed to help people also. So
Yeah.
that's good info you gave.
I know y'all was like, what in the world? What are they talking about today? Well, I came here for some gossip, and y'all talking about being safe online. You're right. I'm sorry. So look, Ja Morant is in the news again, and it ain't because he won the title. For those of you that don't know, Ja Morant is a young man that plays for the Memphis Grizzlies.
Yes, sir.
Some time ago, Mr. Morant got in trouble because he was on Instagram brandishing a weapon or flashing a gun. And so, of course, his team and, the commissioner was like, hey, we would really appreciate it in so many words if you didn't do that, because that's not smart and it don't look good. And because you are a representative of us, we don't want you to, we just don't want you to do that. And so he was remorseful, I believe he was. And, he was like, hey, you know what? You're right. My bad. I'm not going to do it again. And, it's, I just, my bad. And I think he was suspended. Was he suspended for a couple of games or something like that?
This was supposed to be suspended for like 8 games.
Yeah, he was like suspended for like 8 games on 8 games or so. Regina's so fun. She said, "Who is John?"
Ja Morant.
It's Ja, like Ja Rule, J-A.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he's in the news again for doing the same thing. And now he's been suspended for half the season, I think.
They haven't did it yet.
But okay, so they haven't. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Memphis Grizzlies have suspended him from any activities doing pertaining to them
Any team activities as of right now.
So pertaining to him right now, but with the way it's looking, he's gonna now. I don't know about the half season, but it's looking like this. It's gonna be over 20 games.
Because I heard that it may possibly be half a season. Mm-hmm. Now, I don't know if that's the case, but
he's going to get suspended. I mean, that's going to happen. Now, we might not know how many games it's going to be, but trust me, he's going to get suspended for. They're going to sit him down for a while because now they have to make an example out of him.
Well, you know what? Here's the thing, though. Is it really them making an example out of him? Because here's my thing. Okay, let me say this. I'm so sick of people that think they be coming to folks' defense and all you doing is taking away their accountability. That's all you're doing. You know what that's like? That's just like when you're on the news and You see these parents sit up there and their child was just arrested for murder, or for let's not even go murder. Let's just say robbery, armed robbery, and they're on the news and they're saying that he's a good kid. He never got into trouble, maybe a couple of times, but not a whole lot. And he's a great kid. Now I'm not going to debate with you if your kid was great or not. All I'm saying is that he did armed robbery.
That's right.
That's what he did, and ultimately, at some point in time, at some point in time, he had to make a choice. He had to make a choice to either go through with it or say, "Nah, man, I'm good." I'm reminded of Boys in the Hood after they killed Ricky, and Cuban was riding out, and they was finna go look for the guys that did it.
Let me out.
And Cuba Gooding was riding with them, and what'd he say? "Let me out, though.
Mm-hmm. That wasn't him.
Let me out." He said, "Pull over and let me out." And Cube knew. He pulled over and he let him out. Now, that was the moment that he made the decision where he was like, "I'm not finna go through with it." But let's just say if he did, he went through with it. And he ended up helping kill the guys that killed Ricky. And now his dad is on the news talking about he was a good kid. Yeah, he was. For all intents and purposes, he was a good kid.
Until
But he made the decision to take somebody's life. And I think what you want to do and what people are trying to do is you cannot.
Oh no. I'm not defending this
No,
little
no,
idiot.
no. I know you not, but there are some that is. For instance, and I'm not saying that John is defending him, but this is a question that's being asked: are his
They was
weapons legal?
they now Memphis is an open carry state,
Mm-hmm.
and they probably was legal. But what people need to realize is when you're working with you play for the NBA, you about to a $231 million contract kicks in next season. There's a little something called a moral
It's a
clause,
morality clause. Talk on that thing real quick.
meaning that I don't care how legal your guns are. You cannot be brandishing guns on social media because you have young kids that look up to you. We're making you you have became the face of Nike. You are the face of Powerade. We're trying to make you the face of the NBA, but you keep on messing up. So I get it. Maybe his guns was legal, and I heard what JJ Redick said and all, but you can't do that when you're working for a big corporation like the NBA.
Okay, but what about the conservative players in sports that showcase firearms? In which context are they displaying them? Are they online talking about getting at their ops? Or are they saying, "Hey, I own these weapons"? Like somebody asked me, said, "Well, Mike, what if he was doing something for a magazine and they want to talk to him about the guns that he owned?"
You wasn't
Well,
doing it for no doggone
I'm just
magazine,
saying, no, they
man.
were saying, what if it was that scenario? Then people would be okay with him showing his guns and stuff. I'm like, well, I said, you have to think about that. Let's look at that context. First of all, I don't even know how that would work. I don't know if that's something that the NBA would even sanction. Like, what they say, yeah, go ahead and do an editorial with with Guns Blazing magazine about all the weapons that you have. I don't know. But let's just say if they did, that's something that they're aware of. It's something that they okayed. And they
Totally
said,
different, totally
and
different
totally
situation.
different situation. Show all the guns you got. I don't care because you're doing it for this particular magazine that's talking about guns. But when you here, I don't want us to get into the habit of taking away accountability. And you all are making great points. Is it because he's black? Maybe. I don't know. Because you
But
know
come
why?
on, y'all, wait a minute, y'all. Come on now, we get lost in the sauce, y'all. Come on now, this guy got caught up in a strip club in Denver flashing the gun where he was suspended. They sent him to a rehab. He did a whole little interview with Jalen Rose talking about how sorry he was and what he's gonna do. This was the second time getting caught like that. I understand what everyone's saying, but when it still come down to it, man, when you accept them people money, you gotta play by their rules. You have to.
I really don't think that I don't think it's that big of a stretch. I think what we're doing is like and I want because I want to do it. I think sometimes we are so. I think we have become accustomed to pulling the race card for a lot of things, and this is just me being honest. I think we sometimes pull the race card for a lot of things where the race card does not apply. This to me is one of those situations. It would be the same thing. Matter of fact, I know people that work for the CTA. And the CTA has a thing with their hires, and they say, listen, you can't record Instagram videos or TikToks on company property. You can't do it. If you do it, there are consequences and repercussions for doing it. There are some people that I know that recorded TikTok video, not that I know personally, but know of, recorded a video while they were at work. The video went more viral than they were expecting it to.
Yeah.
And you know what happened? They got fired. Was it because they were black? No. It's because they did the dummy and did exactly what the company asked them not to do, which was record a video on company property. It was a guy, and he was making $100,000, 6 figures, CTA. Same thing. Did a video. Somebody saw it. He got fired. He got fired. And Eddie, I agree with you.
I don't know, Eddie. I mean, the rules do apply across the board, but when it come down, but when it come down to it, what people need to realize when it come down to it, man, when you dealing with these corporations, man, you gotta play by their rules. That's what comes with the 231 million. Just like what Monique did, Monique act the fool. I mean, this what comes with when you want that type of success. This what comes with it. I mean, I get it. You got all the firearm and you got all the firearm that you want to, but when you have morality clauses in your contracts and all that, it's some things that you can't do. And he's in a position where he have a lot of young black kids looking up to him. So they shouldn't be seeing you on Instagram posting a gun going off to NBA YoungBoy. I mean, that's just not cool. I get it. I get what everyone's saying. But just because this one do it don't mean that I gotta do it. And then I'm gonna say, well, they doing it, so why can't I get away with it? Because when it come down to it, we know what it is, y'all. We already know what it is. You know that there's they make a difference with us. You know that. So you just gotta know how to play. You signed that contract. Nobody else. You signed that contract. So now you have to play their game. That's what comes with all that. Simple as that. That's what comes with it. You got to play their game.
And I'm curious to know who these white players are. That was
I don't know. I really don't know.
I need to know who these white players are that was on social media showing off.
The last guy that got in trouble. The last guy got in trouble about guns was No Chill Gilbert Arenas. And that was like in what 2004, 2005.
And I don't even think they had the morality clause at that time.
No.
I don't know when they added it. But okay, so if we're going to use that, then I need to know who these white players are. that was showcasing their guns and still with the NBA
Yeah.
because
I'm going to search that.
yeah, I'll have to look that up too. Um, and these times you have a white man that's been convicted of raising up a group of thousands to bust into the Capitol with intent of killing government officials and so much immorality acts. Yet he is allowed to run for president.
Yeah.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah. Welcome
Yeah,
to America, Sister
right.
Sibby.
I get it. And I listen. I'm not here to debate anything and any facts that you all are
I
presenting.
agree with everything everyone's saying, but when
I
it comes
agree with
down to it,
I agree with it
they
all.
treat us more different than they treat them.
But let's just even if they did not, it's just like last week when we were talking about accountability. When does Ja Morant's accountability kick in? When when do we say, all right, Ja, now you're gonna have to take the L for this one. First, look, the first time I get it, you young, okay, and you know what I chalked it off as? Just being young and dumb.
Mm-hmm.
That's I just said, you know what, young guy,
I
he dumb, and
choked this up as being young and dumb this go round, but Mike, we have to realize
but no, cause see,
you're the breadwinner. Ain't nobody telling you when you're wrong.
I can't do it because here's the thing, dude. It's just like you did what you did the first time. They talked to you. You've been
Yeah.
suspended, so you lost money. You understand what is at stake. You understand what's at stake. Now they
Thank God you didn't lose no endorsements or nothing.
you didn't lose no endorsements. Everything was cool. You were straight. Your shoes still went out there. Everybody was straight. Like, all right, job. All right, yeah, that was stupid for you to do. Don't drop this bag, son. Don't drop this bag. All right, cool. Now you mean to tell me that you turn around and do the same thing a couple of weeks later? And I'm supposed to say, well, yeah, or that's because he's black. That's why they're doing it. Come on, y'all.
And get you some more friends, homie.
I ain't gonna even
Get
say, no,
some new friends.
I ain't gonna even
Get some new
say I'm
friends,
not gonna even
man.
I ain't gonna even go that far. I'm just talking about Ja Morant. We could talk about situations and all of that stuff if you want to, but there has to be a time. There has to be some count of accountability that he has to be held to.
He's not going to take accountability.
No, but and people are not letting him be accountable because they're making excuses. Well, it's
No.
because of this. It's well, people have done it before him, and they're trying to make an example out of him, and he's young, and all these other things, and it's just like, so we just not gonna say, you know what, you was stupid, and whatever happens, it just happens.
Oh no, he was stupid. He was stupid. There's no way around that. That has nothing to do with color or anything. You got caught up. You could have lost everything the first go around. By God's grace, you didn't lose nothing.
Right.
And for you to turn around and do it again, but like I keep saying, Mike, he's the ultimate breadwinner. He has nobody around him telling him that some of the things he's doing are wrong. Everybody's
Bro,
making like what he's doing is right,
he didn't come
including his
from a
parents.
bill. But he didn't come from a broken home.
What I'm trying to tell you,
This is the problem. This is the problem that I have. Is he is trying, and the reason why I have a problem is because I see it myself sometimes. It's like, dude, stop acting like you've been in these streets all your life because you have not. You
and I
have
don't even
both.
see what
You
the
have.
faction. I don't even see what the infatuation with. Why is this always people that's not? I mean, what is it about people that didn't come from the streets, but for some reason they want to be in? I'm telling y'all, listen to you. He might not be in the streets, but I
Right.
was.
Okay.
Ain't cool. Ain't nothing pretty about no doggone streets, man.
Our young folks
Nothing.
don't see accountability when they see the disparity. They fight it by pushing the issues. Okay, what issue? And okay, let's say that's the case. What issue is John Morant fighting against?
That little nigga ain't got no issues, man. Come on, man.
I'm just
Come on,
listen.
man. Come on, man.
Everybody,
That boy that made close to 100 million in 3 years, man. What issues that little boy got right now, y'all?
can we just be honest? Everybody ain't fighting a good fight.
No, man.
I
No,
mean, it's
no.
everybody is not fighting a good fight. Everybody is not trying to be that. Everybody is not trying to be that social issue warrior. They
He has a
not.
he has a infatuation with the street life. Simple as that. There's nowhere around it. It has nothing to do with him being black. No issues or nothing. He's just a kid that a sheltered kid that grew up and got some money, and now he wants to be super thug. And for some reason, the option is to get out of the hood. It's like this little kid. He never was in the hood, but he's trying to go to the hood. That's the part that baffles me about him.
I don't
Why is you trying
understand.
to be a street nigga and you about to be 300 million strong next season?
I
I don't
I
get it. I
you
just
know
don't get it.
I see guys that's trying to get out of their
Yes.
situation and be where Ja Morant is,
That's
right?
Mike,
I
I
have
know a lot
I
of young street dudes that would kill to be in this position right now.
I have never seen a situation where it's guys in the NBA talking about some man. I wish I was back in the hood, barely making it.
You know what? You got some, but they have when it are like all the way extreme. This is like Mike. This is like the suburban kid that lives out in the cushy south suburbs, but he
Yeah,
comes to the
you
city
you stay in
to
Skokie.
play like he tough.
You stay in Skokie talking about you from the South Side. Stop
I don't
it.
understand that, man. I just that's the only part. And like I said, man, I don't see the infatuation with having to walk around with your head on swivel. You don't know if today's the day that they're gonna take you out. I mean, I don't see the fun. Like for somebody who had to live through that type of stuff, I don't see the fun in it. I just don't. That's just my opinion.
Right.
I don't see the fun in it. Now, maybe somebody that don't understand the streets, maybe they'll understand that. But for somebody that went through a lot of things, really to my back right now from the streets.
Yeah. But
So
you know what,
ain't
John?
nothing sexy about the streets.
John mentions Allen Iverson. Allen Iverson was the very reason why they put that clause for
They
because I
came to
saw
suits and stuff.
yeah
Remember?
I saw him make that comment earlier about them being in suits. Allen
Oh, he
Iverson was
said it.
yeah Allen Iverson was the reason why they did it because they
Mm-hmm.
didn't want to they didn't want to project a street image about for the NBA. Here's a fun fact. Back in the day, they used to have this game called NFL Street. I don't know if you all, I'm a gamer, so I know this stuff. Used to love the game, and it was and they had and it was really a representation of how we used to play football. And we play football anywhere, wherever
Oh
it
yeah.
was an open space. That's where you play ball. And it was one of them games where it was a lot of trash talking. It wasn't no equipment, and when you hit hard. It wasn't no rules on this game. Like it was just football, football in its purest form. And it was one of the more popular games that was out at that time. They made 3 of them. Yeah, they made 3 NFL Streets, and I think the last one who was on the cover, and I forget the guy who was on the cover for the last one, but they made 3 of them. Do you know that when the next version that they made was called NFL Tour, and it was in stadiums, it was in a more of a stadium setting. They have implemented more rules like the NFL had. There was no trash talking in the game. It was still casual because the guys didn't have on full gear, but it was closer to regulated football than it was street ball.
Mm-hmm.
So I know how the game go when it's like about representation, especially when it comes to the NBA and the NFL and all those things. I understand that. I get that, and there, I am in no way downplaying that. But my question is, when do we start holding the individuals accountable? That's all I'm asking, and nobody is giving me a straight answer. We can make all of the reasons why he did it. Oh, he did it because of this. He did it because of disparities. He did it because he saw other people doing it. He did it because, I don't know, maybe he was stressed. Whatever the reason was. When are we going to start holding people accountable for their actions? You don't think that I'm not mad that Trump had caused a whole insurrection and still walking around like ain't nothing happened? Pisses me off. And I pray that one day he'll be held accountable for that foolishness that he caused. Now that day may never come. I'm hoping it does. But it's just I'm not trying to downplay, the underlying issue.
No, Mike, you're not trying to make excuses for his dumb actions.
And
That's basically what you're doing.
But
Let's be real.
Yeah, we do exactly. We need to hold them all accountable. So
Exactly.
if they're gonna call out Ja Morant when it's an incident with another player that's a non-black player, yeah, he should receive the same. He should receive the same treatment. Absolutely, I agree with that 100%. But in the meantime, I'm not making excuses for this dude.
No, y'all, I can't do it, y'all. And like I said, I'm all for my people. Power to the people.
I love
I'm
my
all for my
people.
people.
But when you on your dummy, I can't do it.
Y'all.
I can't.
This is not a black-white thing. This is not none of that. This is somebody that's what a hard head make a soft butt. Sometimes people got to learn from experience.
Yeah.
Sometimes that's going to happen with him. I mean, this has nothing to do with him being black or none of that, child. He knew that he couldn't. He knew that he couldn't do this again. He knew this from the first time. This guy could have lost endorsements. He could have lost all type of stuff, and God made it where he kept this stuff, y'all. And then for you to turn around and do it again, I'm sorry. That has nothing to do with the color of his skin. That's how all that has to do with him being dumb. Simple as that.
Yeah, John. Same thing with AN1 basketball. Same thing. It was too street.
It was too straight.
It was too urban.
Yeah.
It was too urban. But it's them same guys that's from them streets that's driving the sales of your tickets.
Yeah.
That's driving the sales of your jersey and your merchandise.
But Mike, at least those N1 guys, at least a lot of those guys came from the streets, straight, real street basketball.
Oh, yeah,
now, we're talking about a kid that never been in the streets the day of his life. He's a private school goer. He has a 2-parent home. His father played basketball at Ray Allen in high school. His father trained kids with basketball. I mean, he come from a real family. He didn't come, and for some reason, he has this infatuation with the streets, and that I don't understand that with this kid.
As do a lot of young people. A lot of young folks do.
Young folks, kids gonna be kids, y'all.
Are designed to take money from the celebrity while still using their names. That might be true. Mm-hmm. Now, here's the thing: if you know that, why give them the opportunity to do it? I'm just saying, all of these things and everything you all are putting in the chat, everything y'all put in the comments, I agree with. I acknowledge.
I get it, y'all.
You don't know what is being said or demanded behind the closed doors. We are only looking from the outside. What is the truth they don't want us to know? Remember, Pastor sharing the other pastor's story, how he was successful in ministry because he had to play the games with the white pastors, and he was, yeah, but I don't think that necessarily applies.
Okay, all right. You know what? Let's hold on. Okay. Let's stop this, y'all. Okay, let's do this. His mother got into it with a work at Foot Action. She called him up. Him and his guys came and was going to jump on the security guard. Okay, he jumped on a 17-year-old during a basketball game at his house. His mother was at a volleyball game, and some people was talking smack to her, so she called him up. So he came up with his guys, and he came threatening people in the stands. I get what all y'all saying, but eventually, sometimes it's not about him being black. It's just about you doing dumb things. That's all I'm saying. I understand the black and white. You know they make a difference between us. But if you're doing dumb things, I cannot say, oh, they just messing with you because you're black. No, they're messing with you because you're doing dumb things. Simple as studio gangster, John. My dude. That's simple what it is. He's trying to be something that he's not. And in the process of trying to be something that he's not, he's going to lose everything. And still, when it come back to, we talk about black, white all day long. But when you sign that contract for $231 million, there's things that comes with that. Now, if you want to be a free man, do what you want to do, tell him to tear the contract up. And you can go on to be all the street nigga you want to.
Now,
Simple as that.
love that point because I would say the same thing. If you don't agree with the morality clause, if you don't agree with the things in your contract, simply, hey, I don't want to be a part of it anymore. Walk away from
I
it.
don't hold no gun in your head.
Or he holding one to his head.
Don't y'all see him on sidelines when his teammates make a shot? What is he doing? He's always doing gunshots.
Yeah.
He doing that during the game on the sideline, shooting a gun. That has nothing to do with his color, y'all. That has all to do with him.
Now, Eddie, he said that he agreed he's not a street, but the fact may be his, but that fact may be his issue. If you're taught to think you are privileged and allowed to get away with it for your talent. Now, here's the thing. You know why Ja Morant doesn't have any accountability? Because he was never, because no one ever, because he doesn't have like how can I say this? Most of these kids most of these guys when they come into the league and these cats that's making big money, you know what they're getting paid on? They're getting paid on the potential. They're getting paid because of the potential. They could potentially be great. They could potentially bring us a ring. Potentially they can do this. The guys in the NBA back in the day, they had to earn that money.
Mike played his whole career underpaid.
You wasn't getting paid unless you were not getting paid. The only person I know that had I think the first person I remember getting a contract, like a big contract like that, was what's my man out of UNLV? They got Larry Johnson.
Larry Johnson.
I remember him. Like I remember when he signed his contract, it was like one of the, at that time it was like whoa.
Like him, Glenn Robinson,
Him and
Chris
Glenn
Webber.
Robinson, yeah. That's when it kind of stopped. These guys they haven't earned anything, and they sit up there and it is privilege, Eddie. It's it's a sense of entitlement. That's what the black players too.
But this kid was so humble coming out of Murray State, though. Let me tell you, Ja Morant was nothing like this when he first came to the league. He was nothing like this.
Right. But I believe he came into the league with a sense of entitlement. People who act like Ja Morant, black or white, that's entitlement that you see. Because they feel that they can do anything and get away with it. And it shouldn't be an issue. Because you know why? Because I'm Ja Morant. I dunked on so and such and such. I got my own shoe. I had my own shoe. They ain't even selling the shoes anymore. I think he lost the contract with Nike.
Who?
Ja Morant. It was somebody he lost. I believe
No,
he.
not yet.
But
Power,
they're
power,
not selling his
Powerade
shoes
about yeah.
online.
Powerade about to drop them though.
They're not selling his shoes anymore. You can't
Yeah,
even order his
they
shoes
hauled it.
anymore.
Yeah, they hauled it, but they haven't
So
really dropped it. They hauled it though.
so they haven't dropped it as of yet. So a lot of the things that's hanging hasn't really been, it hasn't been official. So you can't say that it's yeah, just because he's black, he's lost all of this. He could potentially lose a lot because of his actions and because of his entitlement. You have to and I say we because that's our kids, and actually this whole generation of young people have this sense of entitlement to them, well, you know what, I didn't ask to be here. I hear that a lot. I hear that a lot with like teenagers and young adults. I didn't ask to be here. I didn't ask to be here. No, you didn't ask to be here. And you know what? If I didn't get arrested, I would take you out because it would
That's
be
the
easier.
wild. You know what?
Because no.
I'm glad my kids grown, man. You couldn't say, you know what?
Because see,
I asked your mama for you to be here.
let me tell you something. If you're gonna fix your mouth to say I didn't ask to
That's
be
the
here,
wildest mess to say to somebody.
I swear for Lord, if it wasn't, if there was a law that said you could get rid of your own kids and not have because they're yours and not face any type of repercussions for it, it'd be a lot of kids missing. I promise you.
Ooh, you would have been if I would have wore that condom that night.
Talking about I didn't ask to be here. And then they want you to hand them almost everything. They want you to hand them everything. I don't know where the sense of entitlement coming from. I'm not saying, and look, and there are some old ways of thinking that we have to get rid of because it's some cycles that we need to break. But I don't understand where this entitlement is coming from. And a lot of these kids have that about them. I don't think Ja Morant is any different. And I think that's why there isn't a real sense of accountability for any of the stuff that he's doing because he figured, hey, I'm Ja Morant. I can do this. They already paying me. What's the worst that can happen?
I get what you said, Sister Sibby. But what
What's
y'all
say?
need,
They can pay $231 million for over how many years? How much money are the owners of these teams making? What does that have to do with him flashing the dead on Instagram?
Sister Sibby, his trajectory is in the next 7-8 years, he's gonna be worth more than over $500 million. That's where he's going. He's going in the next I say 5 to 6 or 7 years, he's gonna be worth over $500 million. But we still have to remember that these owners are billionaires, y'all.
What?
It's their team. I mean, it's like a job. I mean, even though they're bouncing the ball or throwing the ball or hitting the ball, it's a job. You work for someone. You can't go to your job and sit there and do what you want to do. You're going to get fired. Simple as that. But he's on a trajectory that's going to have him like by the time he retire, he's going to be almost a billionaire. Remember, he just got in the league. So by the time he leave this league, he's going to be a billionaire. In between all these contracts he's going to get and the endorsements. So trust me, he's going to make his money. But it's say what you want to say. When it comes down to it, that's his boss. The owner of the Memphis Grizzlies is his boss. Just like you work a job, you have a boss. Simple as that.
What does the money the NBA is making has to do with him not being an idiot and doing something that would cause him to lose money? So let's flip the coin. if the NBA is making all of this potential money off of him, technically, wouldn't it better serve them? Wouldn't it better serve them to keep him playing? Because that's who the people are coming to see. That's what they're paying to see. They're buying the jerseys, they're buying the merchandise, they're buying the shoes, and all the stuff because of Ja Morant. They would make more money with him being in the league.
No, so see, that's 231 million. It's his contract.
That's his
That's not
contract.
that's not talking about the hundreds of millions he gonna make in endorsements.
Right.
That's his
just
contract with
NBA.
the Memphis Grizzlies.
That's
And
just
it's all
NBA money.
guaranteed. And
That's
it's all guaranteed.
that's it. That's guaranteed NBA money. That
Mean he
has
get the money
nothing.
no matter what.
That has nothing to do with any money that he's making
Mm-mm.
from Powerade
Nike,
or
Powerade, none
Nike
of them.
or anybody else that may approach him and say, "Hey, we want you to be the spokesperson for whatever product." That's extra money.
Yeah.
The 231 is what the NBA is paying him. But and it's a possibility because it's guaranteed money. Maybe he feels like he can get away with stuff because it's guaranteed. Now, again, I don't know all the stipulations in the contracts because I'm sure it's for people that's a lot smarter than I am. I'm not going to pretend like I really know how the contracts go down and what's in them and all the different clauses and everything like that.
But there's things that you can and things that you can't do though, Mike.
All I know is that if you work for a company and they say, "Hey, whatever they pay you, whether it's $10 or $10,000 an hour," and let's just say, "Listen, what we don't want you doing is we don't want you doing the dummy and putting stuff about and going out." It's just like me and Phil, and if I had Phil to sign a contract and say, "Phil, listen, now, there's a certain image that I want to maintain with this podcast. So now I can't have you out here doing XYZ because there's an image that I want to maintain. Now, if you agree to it, I need you to sign this so that so we can keep it, so I can keep it the way I want to keep it." Phil go out and do some stupid stuff, and now all of a sudden they was like, "Oh man, Mike and Phil be doing this, that, and the other. Ain't Phil on Mike podcast? And they be acting like they all righteous and all this stuff, and he out there doing this. That makes me look bad. Now I have a problem."
It's not just reflection on me, it's reflection on you also.
Right.
Just like it's not just reflection on Ja Morant, it's reflection on the Memphis
It's a reflection.
Grizzlies
And
organization.
that's all it boils down to. I don't care how many underlying issues it is. I don't care how many racial overtones it is. I don't care about the deepness. I mean, you can go down a rabbit hole, and I'm sure there's a lot of other issues.
He signed that contract, y'all.
The
He signed
fact
that
of the
contract.
matter is you signed a contract with the clause that says don't do something stupid that make us look stupid. Don't do anything that's going to make us as an organization look bad. Now, to me and you, what he did really wasn't that bad, if I'm going to be totally honest. Was it stupid? Absolutely. But was it something that I think would be detrimental to the NBA? No. But I'm not the NBA. And what they deem as moral, they can deem it however because that's their organization.
Not an organization, Mike.
But it's the NBA. It's the Grizzlies organization.
It's not only that, Mike. It's the whole simple fact is you're Ja Morant. You're one of the superstars of the NBA. You have kids that look up to you. You understand what I'm saying?
Even if he didn't have no kids that looked up to him.
What the whole thing is, that's what they're all looking at.
They're not looking at that. I don't care. I don't care if he had kids that looked up to him. I don't care if people grandmama looked up to him. The fact of the matter is that I told you if you sign this contract, I don't need you out there doing this. and you're out there doing what I asked you not to do. I have a problem with that.
No,
That's
you out
all
there doing
it
it
is.
twice. You out there doing it
And then
twice.
you you go and you do it a second time.
One wasn't good enough.
One wasn't
You
good
said,
enough.
hey,
Phil,
man.
you out there. I'm like, hey, Phil, look, now look, you can't be breakdancing on TikTok, fam, because that just don't make us look good. I'm gonna need you to calm all that down. And Phil be like, all right, Mike, you right, my bad. And then Eddie comes sending me a video of him and some white girl breakdancing. You know I'm gonna be mad. Like, I just talked to this dude about all this breakdancing foolishness, and now you on TikTok doing it with some white girl. What you want me to do, Phil?
Hey, man, that thing was funny as all
That was
outdoors.
funny.
Eddie put up there, man.
I laughed. I was like, what is
That was a
going
good
on
one,
here?
Eddie. That was a
Yeah.
good one, bro. But Mike, you're 100% right, and I understand what everyone's saying, and I get it, y'all.
Right.
But
And
when
it
it
is.
comes down to it,
It's two different things. And this is why I'm saying I don't not agree with anything that you all are saying, but this is not that issue. This is simply the issue of a young man being foolish and him not being held accountable for it. And folks making excuses for it. And what they do is they use the other argument, Eddie, that you guys are presenting to make an excuse for him. And they're two separate things. They're two completely separate things. Now, you could easily say, well, no, they are associated with each other because of this, and this. And I'm sure somewhere we can connect and say, this is why Ja did what he did. But in its simplest form, all it just came down to the fact this is in your contract that you cannot do anything that make us look a certain way.
especially if we caught you the first time.
And not only have you done it once, and we've talked to you, and we asked you not to do it, but then you go and do it a second time.
And that's what it's all about.
It's a second time. Look, I think we might have mentioned him once that first time he did it, and you ain't heard me mention Ja Morant no more since then.
No, because I thought when he was up there telling Jalen Rose that I get it, I'd have been in rehab, I understand, I have some mental issues I have to deal with. Like, okay, the young brother is, maybe he young. He young, he in a strip club, he drunk, you know what I'm saying? Let the little PP pistol, you know what I'm saying? I get it. But for you to turn around and do it again, I can't ride with that, y'all. And y'all have valid points, but I can't ride. When it comes down to it, it comes down to him doing something stupid. And like I said, the NBA do control black folks, but they sign those contracts. And when you sign them contracts, you got to do what boss say. Like I said, like on the job, you can't go to your job and say, I'm going to do it my way when the boss wants you to do it another way.
But
you can't do that.
If you think about it, don't we do it? Black folks do it all the time. We take extended breaks. We go on
y'all been
lunch.
leaving alone. I ain't come to do no work today. I
ain't come to do no work today. We will declare that we have come to work to not do work. And then we'll get mad when somebody say, hey, I need you to do this, that, and the other. Well, why can't you ask so-and-so? And we mad because they didn't came in and interrupted your shopping online time when you should have been working. Now, y'all tell me I'm lying. Tell me I'm lying.
I ain't got no water. Jesus Christ.
We do it all the time. We'll take extra time on our lunch every day. And then after they done kept track, was like, Regina, you've been 10 minutes late coming back from lunch for the last 2 weeks. And then Regina snapped out and was like, why are you watching my time? Nigga, because that's what I'm supposed to do. You only get X amount of time for lunch. So now here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take all of those 10 minutes that you took and we're going to add them up and then we'll just deduct that from your check. How about that? Oh, you would have a fit and a half. Oh, how dare you? That's not fair. Come on. Stop it. As the young folks say, stop the cat. Just stop. Because we do it. There is a sense of entitlement that we have, black folks, sometimes when we own these jobs.
He was, baby. He was foolish. It's simple as that. He was foolish.
And that's all it was. And all I'm saying is, and again,
I do hope the young brother get it together, because I don't want to see no young brother who made it. No young brother who made it mess it up. He's trying to be something that he's not. The two trials he were instigated by Sony to get his catalog.
Yeah, I heard that.
To fame. If MJ died.
I get it. And again, don't dispute it. But that goes with the other argument. That doesn't go with the you need to be accountable for your actions argument.
Yeah, man.
They call it stealing, ma'am. You've been late coming back for lunch for the last 2 months. Every day for 2 months.
So we say they call it stealing.
And you mad because they calling you on it? It's like, look, now at first, let me tell you how it worked. Let me tell you how it worked. See, at first, it was 5 minutes. Like, oh, all right, they ain't tripping on these 5 minutes. Next thing you know, add another couple of minutes to it. Okay, I'm back. That's about 7 minutes late. Then that 7 minutes grew to 10 minutes. Then next thing you know, that 10 minutes, that extra 10 minutes just became a normal thing. Because here's what we do. We don't count the time. When we go to lunch, we don't count the time that we actually have to travel to the restaurant if we're going to get something. We don't include that in our lunchtime. No, we only include once we get our food and we actually sit down to eat. Not the other 20 minutes.
That's when lunch starts. When you get your food to sit down and eat, that's when lunch starts.
Not the other 20 minutes it took us to go and get the food. Just when we actually sat down to actually eat. That's when lunch started. And you've been doing that for 2 months, and they finally brought you in the office and say, hey,
and
man,
now you got attitude. And now you got attitude.
and now you got attitude. Now you mad. It's like, where they do that at?
They nitpicking with me. They nitpicking. That's what they doing. They nitpicking with me.
They nitpicking, son. I don't know why they picked me. They picked me out of everybody. No, they didn't.
That man just got a problem with me. I can tell. He just nitpicking.
Right. Now being a fool will simply allow them to take money from his kid. He may think it is worth it. He may think it's worth it. He needs to figure out his work-life balance. Yeah.
Yes. Because I don't want to see that young brother lose none of this money, man. I'm telling you, his obey your employer. It's in the Bible. Tell Ja Morant that, Sister Sibby.
No, she didn't go there. Hello, Ja.
Man.
Hello, Ja. Look, listen. You gotta listen. You gotta listen to what they tell you. Now it's in your contract. It's in your look. It's in the contract. You got. Not only is it in the contract, Ja, but it's in the Bible. It's in the Bible. It's right there in the Bible. It's right there. Look at it. It's right there. It's in the Bible. We expect better from you, Ja.
Hey man, that boy trajectory is very good, child. This brother, by the time he retire, he could be a billionaire. In the next 6 to 7 years, he's gonna be worth over $500 million. Leave Pastor alone.
It's in the Bible. It's right there. Let's look at it. It's right in the Bible, right there. But no, it's. I don't like y'all.
You started it. No, Sister Sibby started it.
Sister Sibby started it. Regina, she started it. But no, I listen. I hope that
he needs somebody. He needs a old school OG uncle, cause his daddy. I didn't get conclusion right now. His daddy ain't gonna do nothing. his day too comfortable now. His day the made Ja daddy. So his dad ain't gonna say nothing. He needs an OG uncle, man. That's gonna give it to him straight with no chaser, man.
But even
He needs somebody
the
that's really
thing,
gonna tell him the truth.
that's what Jalen Rose tried to say in that. You know what? He just needs somebody that he respects and that he listens to. Not if you got kids, somebody that didn't ask to be here, who they respect. And if you feel that way, Jalen, why didn't you say, "Hey man, listen, let me be your mentor. Let me kind of teach you how to maneuver this thing. Let me show you how to move in this room, in a room full of vultures. Because look, man, you have to conduct yourself a certain way. I can show you how to do
Exactly.
it. But now, if that's the case, then we can say that some of these older players can say that they dropped the ball. It's their fault. Are we gonna hold them accountable because nobody said, "Hey, Ja, let me talk to you and let me counsel you"?
You never know. Sometimes you get a lot of these older players that reach out to some of the young players and they be like shunning them. Like, I ain't
Yeah,
trying to hear from you.
a lot of them do. So it's what do you do?
This generation, you really can't tell this generation nothing. They think they
Nah,
know
man,
everything.
they
And
do because
somebody and when you like 24 years old and you already worth over 100 million, and then you're gonna be getting another 231. So that's like 331 million.
man, look,
He ain't listening to you. He needs
and
an OG uncle that's gonna grab him up in the collar and give it to him for real.
with the
See, that's his
money,
problem, man.
with the money that these
Giant,
guys are making, they ain't trying to listen to
they ain't trying to
nobody
hear
else
nothing. And
because
then the people that they got around them, they gonna cater to him because they got it. They trying to eat too, so they don't want to
yep,
get kicked out that circle.
no,
He needs somebody that's around him that don't give a care about that money. And I don't care that you gonna kick me out your circle, but you gotta hear this, man. Hey, you effing up, dude. You about to drop the whole bag, homie.
you about to drop the
You
whole
about to drop
bag,
the
buddy.
whole bag.
It's like not even part of it, just the
Your
whole
future
bag.
looks very bright.
Yeah,
We're talking about generational wealth that you're getting at an early age.
yep.
Don't lose all that. But like I said, if you want to do what you want to do, then go tell Grizzly owner to tear the contract up and hey man, you gonna you can pop all the do all this all you want. And hey, simple as that.
You should have shown that foot. Hey, let me see if I can find it real quick, Eddie. Hold on.
Man, that was funny as all outdoors, man. What was they doing, Eddie, man?
I
What was that?
I don't know, man, but all I can say is cocaine is a hell of a drug.
Man, it got to be, boy.
That's
They
all.
was on some good.
They was on that dust. That's all. That's all I'm saying. Because I don't know what my man's was doing, but he was doing something. He was
Man, I was like, what is
he
he doing?
was definitely doing something, boy. Let me see here. You know what's funny? I don't even remember my password to Facebook.
Oh my God.
I haven't signed into it, and so do you know the last time I actually signed into Facebook?
That's just like these doggone phones, man. Like I said, you lose your
Oh
phone,
Lord,
you ain't gonna remember nobody
I ain't
number.
gonna
I don't
remember
know nobody
nobody's.
number. I just know
The only
folks'
number
names.
I know Kelly's number, and I know my mom's number. That's it.
Me too. I know Jackie's number. I know my mama number. That's it.
That is.
Anybody else? I'm shout.
I don't even know my own kid's number, Phil.
No, 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 no,
That's
no. My daughter
crazy.
got two phones, so I got them both under her name. So if
Yo,
I
here
lose
it
my
is right here.
phone,
Oh, I got it. I got it. Let me see if they'll let me share. This is so stupid. I don't even know why I'm trying to show this. This has nothing to do with our
no,
conversation.
somebody,
But
no,
it's
somebody,
just
somebody need to see that right now.
nobody needs to see this. Why is it
Somebody
not
needs to see
showing
that
up?
right now.
Oh, it's not letting me play it. What?
You right, Sister Sibley. He can help people. Yes, yes, he can. But you ain't maybe help nobody if you drop that bag.
What are you talking about?
I was reading Event Sibby comment.
What'd she say?
She said I'll be mad at him if he lost that money for acting a fool. He can help so many people with that money. He can be a cheerful giver. It's in the Bible.
No, I would be mad. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm mad at. I would be upset with anybody, and I understand. I understand that it's not that person's responsibility to take on and try to help people of the world, right? I get it, but it's funny because actually our Sunday school lesson that's coming up is talking about stewardship. And I don't think a lot of people really understand that concept. That's why the way I'm gonna do the lesson Sunday is a little different than how it's normally done. Because I would genuinely be upset. It's like, here it is, because I hate to see people squander opportunity, especially when it's so many folks in the world that would love. Not they don't even need all of your money. Some folks just want enough money just to pay some bills and just to be comfortable and not and have a little bit in the bank where if something goes wrong, they can say, "Okay, I'm all right." And here you are, you're making millions of dollars to play basketball. And there's no shot. This ain't in no way shade at professional athletes. But let's just keep it real. You're making millions of dollars to dribble a ball up and down the court
For 2.5 hours.
for 2.5 hours. You work maybe 7, 8 months out of a year, if that long.
Yeah, because it depends. Now the season ends in like what, like the end of April,
That yeah,
like
for those that go
between the
that
end or
far.
beginning of May.
For
So
those
you
that
talking
go
about
that
it?
far.
Yeah, yeah. But see, that's if you going into like the playoffs.
That's what I'm
But if you
saying.
somebody that starts in October and by the time April was out, your season's over.
Your season is done. And so
Yeah,
you're getting millions of dollars to do that. Meanwhile, you have educators, the people who we are expecting to pour into our young people and to teach them things that they need to go out into the world and be
getting paid
productive members of
peanuts.
society, is struggling.
Mm-hmm. That's
And
where
then
it
I'm
go.
supposed to sit back and be like, well, hey, he just lost 230 million and I shouldn't be. Yeah, I'm upset about that. Because
You
I
made
know
it. You
because
made it, Mike. You made it.
you good.
You made it,
Not only did
man.
you make it, but your kids is straight. They kids are straight. If you play your money right, and you ain't got nothing to worry about. Not financially speaking, you don't.
No, you have no worries, man. Go get your man right, young man. Get your man right. That's all I ask him to do.
And you get
Get
out
your
there
man right.
and you blow this money like that. Yeah, I'm mad at you. For sure, I'm
Yeah, get
upset
your
with
man
you.
right, man. Just get your man right.
Yeah. I don't know why, but it's not letting me it's not letting me
Get your
show the
man right,
video.
man.
It's all right. We'll have to play it again. We'll do it a different time. But look, man, it's 9 o'clock. Dang, these conversations be flying past, man. But listen, I'm not here to this. You guys made excellent points, and every last one of them, I actually, well, maybe not all of
I
them,
agree
but
with no. I agree. I agree with everything they said, but all I'm saying is this is not a black and white issue with this one, y'all.
right.
This is
This
just a
this
young man
particular
acting.
thing, it
It's
really
just a young man
was.
acting a fool.
Right. It really was two different conversations, right?
Mm-hmm.
And this particular conversation was just about a young man that needs to be held accountable for his actions. That's all it is. And how we have to be able to make these and how we have to be able to hold folks accountable for the things that they do. We just have to. Even understanding that because that's just like we can say, like, man, folks get away with murder every day. Does that mean that we shouldn't hold the next person that killed somebody accountable because somebody else got away
Exactly.
with it? No. You have to be held accountable for your actions, whatever they are. Especially after you didn't get look, you got caught in 4K the first time, and they were like, all right, now, Ja.
Because I
Yeah,
would have been on that fence if he was just got caught up. I
right.
would have been on that
I
fence.
would have
But
been
the
on the
reason
same
why I can't
fence.
ride it,
Second
the
time.
reason why I
Not
can't
doing it.
ride it with him because this is the second time.
Second time, folks.
The
Second time.
second time.
Look, and you're gonna say, look, fool me once,
Shame on me.
fool
Shame
me,
on you.
fool
Fool
me
me twice.
twice.
Shame on me.
I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. So, God bless him. Listen,
Yeah.
I really, really do. And I think that's something that the NBA needs to look into also, because I think when you drafting, like anytime you put young people in situations from where they're not coming from a lot to now they've come into excess money, you need to have some type of mentorship program to help them to manage that, because they ain't used, a lot of these guys ain't used to having that type of money.
Yeah,
They
that kid
just,
wasn't on the map. That kid went on the map until he went to Murray State that
no,
fifth first
it's
year.
they weren't used to having that. So
No.
you need to have some type of program on deck to help these young people to get through this phase where they go from where most of them come from nothing to now having excess. You need to be able to teach them how to manage it so they don't fumble it, and how to be successful in they walk, understanding that, listen, you are now under a magnifying glass because you are an employee of the NBA. They are expecting more of you than you have ever been expected of. And you have to understand that. There has to be something put in place to help these guys with that, because otherwise, when you leave, and this is just facts, when you leave a young person to his or her own devices, they ain't gonna always do the right thing.
But Mike, that's something that Zach Levine was talking about. He said this a couple of years ago. He's like, what's missing from these locker rooms is that strong vet. He said, if everybody on the team is under 26 years old,
Mm-hmm.
where's that like he brought up when he was in Minnesota before he got traded. He said we had Kevin Garnett, we had a vet to keep us in line, to
Right.
make sure we didn't. He said, but now these locker rooms, the oldest player on the team is probably like 26, 27.
26, 27. But he don't even need to be a player though, Phil. They
Yeah,
just
I
need to
mean,
have somebody there that can
yeah,
just say,
a
listen.
lot of teams, but see, a lot of teams have these players that they don't play not one game,
They just there.
but they've been in the league for a very long time, and they they be that vet to keep the young guys in line. A
Right.
lot of these, like the Memphis Grizzlies. Grizzlies was a young, very young team.
Yeah, true.
All they had was Steven Adams, and he's like, it is like if he's 30 yet or something.
Yeah.
So and that's what Zach Levine was saying. He said a lot of problem with a lot of these team locker rooms is there's no more vets in there. That guy has been in the league for about 12 or 13 years, that the seen so much that can pass on what they done saw in the league to the young guys.
Yeah.
He was saying about the Bulls. He said, I can't, no one's gonna listen to me because I'm 26 years old. If I'm the
Yep.
oldest player on the team, no one's gonna listen to me.
Yeah.
So they need that vet. They need that guy that he ain't gonna play not one game.
Yeah, they definitely need that. They
Like
need
Udonis
that older
Haslam.
person. Yeah.
Udonis Haslam.
Yeah.
He ain't played. He ain't played for the Heat in 3 years, but they keep on. He just starting to retire this year,
Yeah.
but they kept re-signing him for one reason, because he was that vet that's been there, and he's gonna keep the young people in line. And that's what's wrong with a lot of these teams. Really, that's what's wrong with our team too. But I'm not gonna bash my Bulls. Forget that. But a lot of these teams need that. They need that old cat
Yeah.
that done saw some things,
Yeah.
that can help these young guys. They can tell Ja, hey man, let me tell you something. I played with Allen Iverson back in 2005, man. So I'm gonna let you know, woo 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 woo. You know what I'm saying? They need that older guy that's gonna be in their ear, that's gonna lead them the right way.
Yeah.
And a lot of these teams in the NBA right now, they don't have that.
Wait,
So
see,
you got a bunch of young guys running them up.
Virginia thinks she's slick. She thought I wasn't gonna see this.
Yeah, I just read that.
I would be mad if he lost that money for acting a fool. He can help so many people with that money. He can be a cheerful giver. It's in the Bible. You ain't slick, Regina. I saw that. You thought you stuck that one past me. I saw it. I
Yes,
saw it.
Evangelist CB, Coach Carter.
Yes. I just watched that the other day. I just
Coach
watched
Carter.
that the other day. That's exactly what they need.
But that's what's
Look,
lacking with that's what's lacking in this league, though.
yeah, like
A lot of
mentorship.
young guys don't have nobody
Mentorship.
to mentor them. Yeah,
Yeah, you're right, man. Well, look, I just hope
he'll
it
get it
works.
together.
I hope it works out for him.
I got faith in the young brother. He'll get it together. He'll get it together.
I hope it works. I hope it works
And
out.
it's in the Bible, Eddie. It's in the Bible.
Yeah, but that mentorship is
It's needed, brother Eddie.
absolutely needed, man.
It's needed.
They need it. So I wish them the best. I hope they don't, penalize them too much. And I really do hope that these endorsements look at it, and be like, all right, listen, was it really that bad? Now I'm gonna say this though. Third strike, you out, bro. Like if he get caught a third time doing something silly, I have nothing to say for that. I have nothing to say for
And
it.
he's such a great player, Mike, that you can tell that these endorsements is still trying to hang on with him.
It's cats like that, and you messing this bag up. And then I look at Derrick Rose. I'm like, why couldn't Derrick Rose have Ja Morant knees?
All right, relax, Mike. You know what, man? This conversation is going good, man.
I'm just saying.
Be quiet as kept. That's what Derrick Rose turned into for the Knicks.
That
Derrick
Rose is that mentor for these young guys
listen,
coming in.
all them guys on the Knicks, they love him.
Yeah.
They say nothing but good things about him.
I'm just saying, if Derrick Rose had Ja Morant knees, man, I think
don't laugh at that, Sister Sibby. No, that's not funny.
I think we would have had another 2 titles, but unfortunately, Derrick Rose went from being a floor general to major soreness. All right, look, on that end, we're gonna go ahead and
end this after that.
Yeah, it's after 9 o'clock. I know some of y'all got to get to sleep because y'all just old.
It's time to go outside, man.
I'm hungry. It's like 9 o'clock, and I gotta start eating before we do this.
Wifey made Simon croquettes and rice, so I'm good.
No, I love Derrick Rose. That's why I was like, man, what could have been? But man, I'm glad that things turned out the way they did for him. He got his money, and
quiet as kept. Derrick Rose lasted. Derrick Rose is in his like 15 to 16 year.
Yeah, he did. So I'm happy for him. But I pray that everything works out for Ja Morant. Yeah. And that it's really just a simple matter though, man. I mean, we got to make sure that we hold those that need to be held accountable for the things that they do. And hopefully he's learned from this though, and that he'll go on. Yeah, I hope that he'll go on to do better and
strike 3, you out.
Be better. She said she took a nap.
I took my nap early.
I did too. That's why I'm bright-eyed and bushy-tailed. I'm just saying. Look, let me tell you this, then we're gonna get up out of here. I had somebody that was telling me something. They was telling me something. He was like, man, that happened 30 years ago. I was like, yeah, man, the 70s was crazy. He was like, the 70s? He said, man, that was back in like 93. I was like, oh.
Yeah, man, my son was born in 92. He 30.
Dude, I just suddenly felt like I wanted to get a glass of Metamucil and watch watch Golden Girl reruns. I felt so old. I was like, Jesus, 30 years ago was the 90s? Oh, yeah. Oh Lord.
Yeah. Kenny was born in 1990, he's 33. Yeah, Mike, what year you living in? Mike said the 70s.
I was like, the 70s was crazy. He was like, dude, that was back in the 90s. I'm like, 30 years ago, what?
Yes, like, 30 years ago was the 90s.
I was like, you right. Oh my God.
Yes.
Let me go watch the
20 years ago was early 2000s.
Look, I was like, let me go watch The Price is Right. I just felt so old. I was like, oh my God. Anyway, on that note, we are going to
Yes,
end it
sir.
here. Listen, man, I love y'all. I
Thank
appreciate
y'all.
y'all. Love the listen. I love the back and forth. Appreciate all the comments and all the all the feedback, everything that you guys give whenever you all come on. Y'all know we appreciate it. This is what keeps the conversation going, and I love the
Yes,
different
sir.
perspectives. And then hopefully we can all walk away from it and say, man, you know what? That was a good conversation. And this is something that you can conversation that you can have with other people. And listen, and that's how we keep it. That's exactly how we keep it going. So
It's all about good conversation, y'all.
all
That's
about
what it's about.
good, healthy conversation because we need it. We live in this time where it's so many opinions, it's uh, so many folks with microphones and misconstrued facts. It's just good sometimes just to have just normal conversation without somebody trying to convince you that they great or
No.
convince you that there's a back door to Africa in the middle of the Grand Canyon, or just whatever other foolishness that people be talking about, man. It's like you just need to break away from that sometimes and just have normal conversation. And I love the conversations that we have. I look forward to them every Friday. So as long as you guys keep hanging out with us, look, we're gonna keep on doing this. So we appreciate your support. Remember to like, tag, and share this video with family and friends and anybody that you think may want to share in this conversation. Look, any comments that you may have afterwards, y'all already know. Put your comments in even after the video. I'll go back and read all the comments and I'll laugh and comment on some of the things. So I mean, this is us. You know, I love this community that we have, and I just wanted to continue to grow and to flourish and just to keep going. I think we got a great network of people that we know, like Brother Eddie with the Erudition Network. If you don't know, please go and follow him. He does great work on Thursday with the interactive Black History program that he does. Man, drops knowledge every week and even does a recap on Saturdays. So if you can't catch him live on Thursdays, you can always catch the lives on Saturdays when he do the recaps of what he's doing during the week. His sons have a great show where they talk. I love his son's show, man, because it reminds me so much of my boys. It's just them talking, but they talk about really cool stuff. I was like, I love that. And then his wife also has a show, um, AJ Living. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. And she talks about a lot of things like mental health issues, just all type of stuff. So make sure that you guys, if you don't already, check out Brother Eddie Phillips and his network and all the things he got going over there. He does excellent work. Everything he does is excellent, and nothing that he does is short of that. And I appreciate and I'm honored to even be considered a friend of his, and to be part of that network of friends that he associates with. So make sure y'all check him out in the Erudition Network. I mean, he does excellent work over there. And if I didn't believe in it, I wouldn't even mention it. And y'all know me. I don't talk up stuff just to talk about it. He really
No.
does. He really does do. And he's been on the show a couple of times. I love having him on. I really, Eddie, I don't know if you still here, but man, I saw this episode that you did about the Green Book, and I wanted to have you on and talk about that and talk about a modern day Green Book because it's some places right now that we probably shouldn't be going, and I don't think some of us is aware of that, and I think that'll be an excellent show to have. So, but we can talk about that another time. But look, I've been rambling on long enough. Let me get up out of here. I appreciate you all. I love you all. Feel anything before we go?
Enjoy y'all weekend. God is good. God is great. Thank you.
Excellent. Listen, if you're not doing anything Sunday morning, come and hang out with us at the Faith Place Chicago. I'm teaching Sunday school. It's going to be a good lesson. We have our Sunday school is it's I think it's a little different than normal Sunday school because I incorporate a little humor into it, and hopefully we all get something out of it. So if you ain't got nothing else to do, man, if you on the south side of Chicago, come on through and hang out with us at Faith Hope and Charity, 354 West 71st Street. It's gonna be a good time this Sunday. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. And until we talk again, my friends, y'all get two fingers to the side. Make sure you holler at your boys because we out.
Peace.